Badass song, Kansas. Kansas. Hey, Cinnamon Girl, Angie Flood, Carrie Lawson. Hey, Freeside. Okay, so we're going to get right to it. I ain't going to mess around today. I can guarantee you I'm not going to be on here for 5 hours. Um, hey, the Piratess. I just, it is beyond my comprehension that people are, having hefty discussions about talking about a missing child case. All right. Now, I don't feel like it's a problem for anyone to speak uh on the Summer Wells case. To each their own. If they want to cover the case and keep Summer's name out there, there's nothing wrong with that. It's the one thing that I truly want people to remember, and I don't care who it is, everyone is still a person of interest. Okay. And I don't know Marlena. I've never had a conversation with Marlena. Um, or any of them, any people of interest from Beach Creek. I've never had a conversation with them. What I really truly want people to remember is it's not about making Marlena into whatever they're trying to make her into, right? Um, it's not about proving someone's innocence. That's for law enforcement to do, right? That is for law enforcement to take care of. As far as Ernie Shell, Ernie's going to do whatever Ernie's going to do. And it doesn't matter who keeps coming on here and giving Ernie attention, okay? Ernie's still going to do what Ernie's going to do. People are going to follow Ernie. They've been doing it for years. So, I don't know. I really don't. But I am not, I know for a fact, I'm not going to come on here and say, Marlena's not guilty. I'm not going to do that. She's still a person of interest. I don't care how many lie detector tests these people have taken. Guess what? Law enforcement has not said, oh, wait a minute. This person took a lie detector test. They are no longer a person of interest. Okay. She's just the one who's talking right now. They're gonna pump information out of her no matter what information she will give. Absolutely, Carrie. Absolutely. And Scott H made a great point yesterday. All of these people were not on the Hill that day, allegedly, right? They don't know what happened to Summer. And guess what? So it's she said, and now I'm saying what she said. It's up, look, just like I've got in my title. Little Summer Moon Utah Wells has been lost. She's been lost in this social media world over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. And if I'm guilty of some of that, I'll take it. I will take it. and apologize for that. I think a lot of us, because we've been here since the beginning and we've heard the same things over and over, and every year it just stretches out into adding a little bit more, and let's add a little bit more here, and let's add a little bit more there, right? Well, truth hurts. I don't care. I don't care who Tiffany Marie talks to. I don't care what she does. I don't care who pats her on the back, okay? That's completely on them. I don't care who is taking credit for whatever they think they're taking credit for. All right? We've heard it all before. Hey, that girl. Look, there were a lot of creators at the beginning that was all together in a bunch of fuck shit. You have to call it as it is. It was a bunch of fuck shit. Right? That's all it is. If these what are these people wanting? My question is, are they really wanting to talk about Summer's case? Have conversation about the little bit that we do know in Summer's case? Or are they out there just to fucking argue and fight about, oh, I'm with Ernie? You know, who cares? Who cares? Yeah, Constance, I seen SDA's clip where you were up on that chicks panel. And I'm sorry, I'm not calling Marlena a hoe, but I ain't gonna sit up here and be like, Marlena is not a hoe. Because guess the fuck what? I don't know if she was a hoe or she wasn't a fucking hoe. Why do these people, I don't get it, right? 2 months TikTok. What about it, Constance? You've been on TikTok for 2 months, is that what you're saying? Yeah, we'll go over that. I'm going to pull that up. I was going to, let me find what I'm doing here. Played a conversation that she had with Marlena. And Prayer Garden's link is in the description. Let's play the, hang on, because she got a lot of commercials on it. She absolutely does. Let me get SDA up here. I believe I put it on my watch later list because it was very interesting what some of the responses was to what was said to you, Constance. Lord, I had a lot going on this morning. Here it is. Here it is, right here. Hold on. Okay, this is SDA. Let me drop the link real quick. Hold on. I'm going to put SDA on there. That's SDA drama clips, you guys. There's a link to it. Let's go over that a little bit here. Let me see what I'm pulling up here. Hold on, I gotta share it. And this is the thing. Like I said, I don't and I am not the keeper of the Summer Wells case. I am not the Summer Wells YouTube police, but I am somebody that's been around for a while, and I am somebody that really wants that little girl to be found. And I think it could be done in a way that it's going to benefit Summer, right? People are forgetting. It's not about Ernie. It's not about Tiffany Marie. It's not about whatever the fuck her name is. It's not about these people. It's about Summer Moon Utah Wells, a little missing girl. As well as I do, the drama circus is taking the focus off her. That's what I'm saying. That is what I am saying for real. Okay, hopefully you guys will be able to hear this. Okay, this is Constance up on, I don't even know what you guys call her. You don't have to mention her name in my chat, right? He's had 4.5. Yes. Yes. And this is the thing. People who've been around a long time, if some people don't understand why a lot of people in the Summer Wells community is pissed off, if y'all don't understand why some of us are looking at Ernie Shell and him putting himself into the mix again, I don't know what to tell you guys. We could sit and keep telling you that over and over and over. Okay? The new sheriff is not stupid. He is not stupid. The new sheriff is actually very educated. Very educated, okay? And would absolutely try to, take Sheriff Grady Judd's, how do I want to say it? I started getting feisty. My mind went blank. He wants to try to lead the way in a Grady Judd kind of way. This guy, I'm not going to say Lawson is uneducated. This guy, he knows what he's doing. Okay? And the only thing that makes me angry about that is people wanting to play games, right? I say threaten me, I don't give a fuck. Who's threatening? Who is threatening who, Cinnamon Girl? Let me tell ya. I'm saying the same thing, degenerate. Threaten me. Y'all, I've been threatened before out there by people. I just don't listen to it. I don't pay it any mind whatsoever. Hold on. I need to answer this real quick. Sorry. Okay, sorry, guys. I had to take that. I had a doctor's appointment today, so they're threatening you with a cease and desist about what? About what? Right? If he wants to try to find Summer, that's fine. He just doesn't need to besmirch her with showboating and being a jackass. I agree, Cinnamon Girl. You stalk him? Really? Well, you know, he's got to sidetrack everybody, right? He got called out for taking money. Thank you, Miss Justice. I agree. Some people just want to feel important, right? AVN, I never left the list. I have been on the list for a long time, right? This is a thing, Regina. Oh, and that's it right there, Constance. That is the magic words right there. Anybody that, yeah, he thinks, you know, Angelo is backing them, Ernie doesn't like that, right? For sure. He doesn't like it. Look, I don't even see any problem if, you know, the thing about it is, and I'm not saying this to be mean, but hey, Peachy, I don't give a fuck about Ernie Shell at all. Now, I thought for a while that he was very humorous, right? He dislikes AVN and I because, like you, RC, we are vets. We called him out a year and a half ago. He wanted to talk to me one-on-one. About what? I am on the list of Ernie not liking me, Sipsy. If he's worried about me calling him out on the shit, guess what? There's a lot of veterans that I feel are even way superior to me being a veteran that called his ass out on the shit, right? For sure. Well, that girl, he did do some stuff that I thought was funny because he's so fucking stupid sometimes, right? But it's like now all of a sudden, you know, he don't like Constance Sue because she came up on panel and said this. Hold on. Let me take my little, I love this thing. I love this picture, Degenerate, for sure. What is up with everybody giving verbal cease and desist everywhere? Right? Make sure you send the paperwork if you're going to do that. All right. This is SDA clips. I put the link in chat. So that was really fucking cool, Degenerate. I love that. Thank you so much. Okay, here we go.
Hello. I can wait here at the stopping point.
Go
Let me
ahead.
slow it
So I don't
down.
interrupt. Okay. Well, here goes. I've been trying to hold my tongue for a long time, and I just can't stand it anymore. Everybody needs to remember, just like with Nicolina, who Ernie Shell is. Look back at my past videos every year. I need to get off my ass and make a clip of year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and show what he said year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. They're all there. I just don't have them in one clip. That's what I got to do to prove it. But he latches on to something every year
Yes,
when
he
his numbers are
does.
going down or when he needs money, and he brings up Summer Wells. Now,
You're absolutely right, Constance. I tried to say that myself. It's no legal binding. Anybody can write one of those up. It's the follow. Yes, exactly, J-Dub. Exactly. A verbal cease and desist is a warning to the physical cease and desist. And then you want to follow that up with a civil suit, right? Since Angel's not around, you should. Whatever happened to Angel talks too fast? Whatever happened to her, Constance? Mark, does he own legal? And he has no follow through of anything. They did run her off. Hey, Scott, they did run her off. I hadn't heard of her in a long time. I remember the last thing I heard about her was she showed up at Liplock's house. Remember that? Remember that? Oh my God. Okay, we're going a little bit outside the box here. But I remember her. I remember she showed up at Prayer Garden, at Liplock's house, you know, and if I remember correctly, Liplock was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? It was kind of weird, right? So then, oh my God, and I know this isn't funny, but this is what I remember. She said she ended up in a mental facility, and because of what they were doing to her online, but yet they told her to stay off of social media, but yet in the hospital, the nurses were nice enough to let her use her phone to come on social media and call people out. Did I remember that correctly? Agent Mulder. Agent Mulder. Did I remember that correctly? That was a long time ago. Forever ago. For real. Carrie remembers. Yes. And I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Right? Oh, Tiffany Marie and Benny bullied her. Oh, yeah. Well, I remember them too when they were an item. I sure do. That's juicy shit right there. Tiffany and Benny, we never had a dull moment when they were together. I'm just saying, we didn't. I mean, the conversation between Benny and AB, that's all it took for me. I'm like, oh, hell. What are you doing, Tiffany Marie? And Tiffany was like, yeah, that's their problem. If they want to talk about those pictures I sent them, I'm telling you, what the fuck is up with all these people sending pictures like that to people? I'm like, no. And I think I got a pretty good body, but nobody getting my booby shots. Nobody got enough money to pay me for my pictures. She's the lady used to cover cases going through the courts. Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. I know she talked about Summer's case, right? Oh, I always liked her too, Constance. I don't want to sound like a bitch because I really did. I really did like her. I absolutely did. That's all I remember of it, though. So Angel talks too fast. Girl, come on back. Get back in the game. For it real. TM ran her mouth about BK last night, blamed him for calling CPS on us in 2024 when he was in jail. Benny, you wasted your freaking phone time to call CP. No, Peachy. I'm trying to remember who freaking called CPS on you. Who was that? Because it wasn't Nicolina, right? I mean, if it was Nick, she would have admitted to it. But it wasn't Nicolina, and it wasn't Benny. I don't remember her. No, Scott, she went from AB to Benny and then to Ernie. Or did I miss something a few years ago? That's what I heard. Was it Lips? Oh, no one took accountability? Yeah, I don't know who it was, Peachy. I got to tell you guys this because I always thought this was just fucking weird. So Ernie and Lips, who are friends now, Ernie years ago put out into, his universe that he was going to call CPS on Lips, right? So he put that out into his universe. So a person who, so this person tells me that she called the sheriff's department and told them that they were fixing to get a bunch of phone calls about CPS or whatever on Lips, right? So this person said that they told her that she should call CPS herself and let CPS know that they were getting ready to be overwhelmed with calls about Lips, right? So basically, she called CPS on Lips. And yeah, Ernie put it out there. She thought she was being kind. She was going to give CPS the heads up. Watch out, CPS. You're getting ready to get 1,000 phone calls about this person, right? So basically, what the fuck? You called them on her, right? I thought it was a good excuse, though. Melissa Houston. Okay, hold on. That's how fucking crazy people are. They are. Okay, come on. Don't buffer on me. Oh, I love that. I love that. That is perfect for moi. I love it. I will use that. Absolutely. Thank you so much. All right, let's see what Constance says here.
Now, this sounds like a great idea, and I hope, I wish more than anybody that she was under that grave and they would find her.
Me too.
I don't care. I'm not care about. I don't care who finds her. I don't care how they do it. Just do it.
Too.
Yeah,
But Ernie knows that this has been looked over before. People have come up with reasons why it's not plausible because of the police presence and this and this and this. And Ernie knows all this, and he knows how it's going to end. But at the time, it doesn't matter because he's still collecting his super chats, his memberships. He's still fooling everybody with his Team 2 coming in, and the Roosevelt Corporation told him to take a break. And this is all typical Ernie.
What?
And it
How
kills
do
me
you
to
feel?
see.
Let me ask you this. How do you feel about how he's been interviewing people, though? Honestly, like, be fair.
I am being fair. It's nothing we haven't already known. And the way he tracks people down and then goes, oh, well, you know, I didn't be such an ass. Well, you were an ass. I wouldn't talk to you at all. Well, then that's because they're afraid of me. They don't want to talk to me because they're afraid of me. I'm Constant Hawkins County. So
See, that's what got me too, Al Kennedy, was the fact that how fucking weird is it that Ernie says, I'm a hunting Marlena, right? And then all of a sudden, Marlena's like, that bastard. He said he's hunting me. And then all of a sudden, it's like, Ernie, honey, you don't have to hunt for me. I'm right here, guy. I am right here for you, Ernie. You don't have to come look for me. Just stay where you're at. I know you don't have a license, right? Come on, Ernie. For fuck's sake.
much money. She said that and you ran with it. And now he thinks he's some
Buku's
big badass.
buku's of money, Constant.
Buku's of money. Yeah, buku's of money. No, you're not.
It all has to do with attention and shit. And let me say this. I don't talk to Tiffany Marie. Never really had a conversation with her. No way, shape, or fucking form. And if, you know, I think a little bit, this is my opinion, a little bit of that is, you know, I think that she may just think she's pissing Benny Keys off just a little bit. Just a little. We're going to be collecting birthday cakes for Marlena's kid. No. Be careful, J-Dub. Be careful. Hey, I have it in text. She takes people's gifts and says that they are from her. That's what it says. Somebody bought that little girl some shoes, and Marlena gives her the shoes and says they're from her. Marlena, shame on you. You know, it's like, why is that shit such a big fucking deal? It ain't a big deal. For real.
You're being a pain in their ass, if anything, because of everybody calling in now and recalling. And I'm sure it does take away from detectives' time to, you know,
It does.
but you know, we really don't even know if they're looking at it. So it might not be costing them a dime. They really don't give a shit. And the new sheriff is coming in. He's worked under Lawson for the last 16 years. It's not like he's a brand new guy on the brand new case.
Right.
He's been on this case. I'm sure if he had any information, he would have taken it to Lawson or TBI. It's just another typical Ernie scam that we're going to end. What's going to happen is he's going to have some tragic case to where
He was talking about Summers' case long before that, L. Kennedy. Long before that. Hey, Nancy. Anyone who will lie about being a veteran will 100% lie on a missing child case. Absolutely. I mean, if you kind of look at it, it's regifting, Miss Justice. Absolutely. Nothing wrong with regifting. Well, no. Regifting is when somebody gives you a gift and then you give that gift to somebody else. I don't know what it's called when you take someone's gift. It's not given. You take it and then you gift it to somebody. I don't know what that's called. Well, I mean, L. Kennedy, he was selling t-shirts. People were buying the t-shirts, right? Gift freeloading. Yes, Fox. Gift freeloading. Absolutely. Funny.
where he's in a wreck or he's got to go in the hospital or the trolls get him. When it comes time to, there's no results, only excuses. For the last 5 years, look for one result. I'll challenge anybody. Show me one result in the last 5 years. Oh, that's because he was on the run.
He's getting a lot
But
of
he still-
results right now, Constance. He's getting a lot
What?
of results.
What results?
Do, 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 do. What results? What results? Ernie isn't new to Summers' case. Wahahaha. Really, Debbie Fox? Thanks for letting us know that. But we already knew that. But thank you for letting us know that again. You know, maybe we forgot about that, even though we just said it 5 fucking minutes ago. Thanks for the reminder. Wahahaha. Fuck's sake. I ain't been watching him for a billion years. Debbie, I feel sad for you right now if you've been watching Ernie for a billion years. Lord have mercy. Yeah, what results? I want to know. What freaking results? What results? I dawn? What the fuck does I dawn mean? You've been hanging around BHB? She dotted those T's and she crossed those I's. I have it. That's her lingo. Debbie Fox. You hang around with her? I want to know. No, I don't need to know, Debbie Fox. And I'm just fucking with you, Debbie Fox. I don't know who you are, but if you're new at my channel since, I ain't never seen you before, I am a bitch. Ain't I, Renee Marie? Don't you agree with that? I'll get mad. I will get mad if you agree with me saying I'm a bitch. How dare you agree with me, damn it? Funny. I am, y'all were cracking me up. Well, we're glad we could make you laugh, Debbie Fox. Your house cleaning? Lord have mercy. Watch out, Debbie Fox is cleaning house. Oh, Lord. Jesus, take the wheel on that. I keep asking Jesus to clean my house. He won't do it. He won't. He's like, girl, I'm Jesus. You better be asking me for some tougher stuff. Not cleaning the house. Yeah, Jesus was like, that's Mr. Clean, lady. You got your people messed up. I'm Jesus. You need to get a hold of Mr. Clean for that. I'm like, okay, Jesus, I'm sorry. Okay, so what results? What results, Ernie? Oh, forget it, Ernie. You're blocked over here, right? Jesus is just the man who mows my lawn. That is so funny. Pat Wicks. Love you, girl. Pat's even been popping in here more than usual, too. Love you, Pat. I do. I don't know where May's at, but for real. Okay, so Ernie's got results. For real. I think the only reason, and this is just my way of thinking, the only reason Marlena even talked to Ernie was CASHAPP, right? You can be guaranteed. He offered to pay Andy Bernard. So you know he was giving Marlena a helping hand, right? For sure. I'm just causing trouble, Pat Wicks, as I always am, darling. You know me. I am just the biggest troublemaker around. I sure am. we're kind of roasty toasting people today, right? Who'd you get a shout out from, Renee Marie? I thought I gave you a shout out. I thought when I said, hey, Renee Marie, isn't that like giving you a shout out? Huh. They must have been drinking the Kool-Aid. I think they're drinking more things than Kool-Aid, if you want my opinion, right? They're swimming in it.
What did you get?
Have you been?
Oh, Tina. I seen she was live last night. I couldn't watch it though. I couldn't. I did too long of a live yesterday. So I went over to Nicolina's and, you know, I guess she dropped a link for Lisa Kay, had something to say. And I had stepped away for a minute and I came back and Lisa was up on her panel and I'm like, hey, I'll come up on your panel. She fucking ignored me. She fucking ignored me. There you go, Nick. Right there, lady. You see that? How dare you? So I left. I do not hang around where I'm not wanted. I don't. I'm like, whatever. I was going to be funny too. I had a nice little, you know, couple things to kind of roasty toasty, right? Well, who the fuck says, wait a minute, what did that girl say? A restrainer order. Somebody was going to put a restrainer order on her. And I'm like, ooh, what is that? What's a restrainer order? I really want to know. I'm not up with the YouTube, you know, banter. I didn't know what the fuck a restrainer order was. I still don't know. Al Kennedy, you do not have to make excuses for her. You do not. No, it's okay. It's okay. I love Nicolina. It's like dimensional. Dimensional. Lord have mercy. No, Nick's okay. I'm just fucking with her. It is what it is. The pick will. Heck yeah, it will. Thank you. Yes, D-Gen. Nose remain calm. That's what it's all about. Oh, wonton. Wonton endangerment. For sure. All right. Let's move it on. Moving along. Oh, wow. Well, thank you, son, for letting me know that.
And paying attention.
Yes. Yes.
Well, you know, I respect you a whole lot, and I really do.
And I respect you too.
I always have, and I know how you feel about Ernie. But at this moment in time, I don't feel that anybody's feelings about Ernie are valid just for now because
Just for now. Just for now. Until he pisses her off, right? That is so funny. Ernie, for now, your bullshit is valid until you piss Tiffany off. And then when you piss her off, you better look out, mister. She gonna come for you. Oh, I just can't with these people. I can't. And Tiffany, don't come for me. Anybody who wants to fight with Remain Calm has to send a cash app. Okay? Give me a Venmo or a cash app. Oh no, Tiffany, you're okay. You know, I understand that you don't know. Okay? I remember the kindness out of your heart where you didn't deposit money into Summer's Reward Fund. Oh, $2.99.95 for sure. I never expected for you to. What request? What the fuck am I missing? I think Benny has a life now, and you know, I'm not going to talk about Benny. I'm not. The only thing I ever really want to say about Benny Keys is I think that he needs to keep up the good work, and I'm glad that it seems like he's realized that you know, this social media world cannot collide with the real world, if that makes sense. He's doing well. Yeah. I mean, yeah. The honest truth is I could go back when he, you know, started covering Summer's case, we'll say, and Benny did a lot of things that I personally didn't agree with. But I'm not gonna, no, I mean, I'm not gonna be that person that, you know, does shit like that, right? Why are you having a panic attack? Ooh, watch out for them spiders. He was ranting, and he said if you want him off the case, you could pay him to get off. I don't know. Well, L. Kennedy, I mean, this is the thing. Creators, they want clicks, they want views. Absolutely, they want thumbs up. When I come on here and run my jaws, because I run my mouth a lot. I don't have a problem with it. I run my fucking mouth a lot. You know, and the little bit that I get paid from YouTube, it does benefit me with you know, memberships and you know, views. Absolutely, right? So I mean, that is just a normal creator creating, and we completely get it. Yeah, I'm good at running my mouth, ain't I, Renee? I mean, I completely get all that. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with, you know, doing the social media, whatever, TikTok, what the fuck ever, right, Kels? And so that is just something that comes with the territory and being a creator. But the thing that gets me is the fact that don't use a missing child to do that. And Constance is absolutely spot on when she said Ernie brings up Summer Wells, her name and her case, when, you know, he may be feeling like his sub counts going down a little bit, or things like that, for sure. For sure. Well, look what he did. And it's out there. I can find it. Where he got pissed off at Candace. Just because he was pissed off at Candace, he said, I'm not doing this anymore, right? He said that over and fucking over and over. Izzy Pop, damn, I haven't seen you forever. Nice to see you in here. Thank you for popping in. Thank all you guys for popping in. I appreciate you guys. I do. For real. So, I mean, we've watched Ernie do it over and over and over. There's nothing wrong with talking about a missing child case, right? Nothing wrong with it at all. But especially some people in the Summer Wells community, when you do not feel that this person really gives a fuck about a missing child, that is when everybody's going to raise their hand and they're going to tell him exactly why we think that, right? Yeah, flip flop. Hey, Rosie. And the other Rosie. I seen the other Rosie in here too. Okay. Here we go. All right. For right now, Ernie is valid. He has the stamp of approval from Tiffany Marie until she gets mad at him. I wouldn't make her mad, Ernie. Do not make Tiffany mad. Lord help you if you do.
He is actually doing a whole lot. He's got a lot moving and shaking down there, and I wouldn't just give up on it.
Not even fucking down there, is he? Is he even down there? I don't know. I wonder if anybody in Beach Creek has Grindr. Oh, damn, we never thought about that. Anybody got Grindr? Yeah, he'd be moving and shaking then. I'm just saying. And I'm horrible, ain't I, Jaded? I am just horrible. I can't help it. The only thing he's moving and shaking is his lion lips. I think he said this morning he's not currently boots on the ground. Do we even know if he has boots? I thought his boots got lost in a tornado. I thought the tornado took his boots. Or was that his socks? I remember when the garbage man in Tennessee took his predator hunter hat. And they were nice enough to fucking go back, right? Go back to the garbage dump and bring his predator hunter hat back to him because they knew. It was only one sock. One sock. Damn. That's pretty wild. I'm surprised he didn't do a live stream up in a tree. I'm surprised he wasn't up in the tree and he was like, the tornado put me up here. The tornado put me up in this tree. The garbage took, yeah, they took his bags. They took his bags. He had to replace the RAPE kit, the serial KILLER kit, right? He's currently grooming Marlena. Marlena, You know better than that. Let me tell you something. I think Marlena, she would have something over on him. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Ernie Shell. And it shredded his credit card too. Oh, I bet it did. Oh, Reese Maker. I love Reese. Thank you for popping in. Welcome to Remain Calm's channel, where sometimes I don't remain calm. I'm just letting you know. That way, if I get feisty, you don't have to waste your energy to let me know that I don't remain calm all the time. Okay? Marlene and her friends found out Ernie's got 100 grand. Oh, did he really get 100 grand? I mean, come on. Come on. He's homeless. She's homeless. Oh, yeah. They're the homeless couple. Ernie, maybe you can be Marlena's security. She needs security to keep the shadow people away. Okay? Keep them shadow people away from Marlena. I'm just saying. Yeah, he's always begging for biscuits and gravy. Yeah, no shit. I mean, for fuck's sake, StreamYard's like $45 fucking dollars. $45. Ernie gonna throw a birthday party for a kid. Yeah, he's so sweet. He is such a sweet guy, isn't he? Marlena, why the fuck would you let him around your kid? Why the fuck would you do that? Take the money. Take the money. Throw her a party. But don't let Ernie around her. For fuck's sake, Marlena, are you kidding me? For real. And let me tell you, Tiffany Marie, if you are, that taken with Ernie Shell right now, let him come and stay with you. I want to see it. You guys could live stream it. I wonder how long that would work out. Damn. Look, I wish I had money. I do, because I would be a betting lady. I would be betting it on a lot of things. I already said 2 things were going to happen, and I knew it. I knew it. And I didn't bet anybody any money on it. Oh, yeah, the weird ass birthday cake shit, right? I saw a homeless couple yesterday. She pushed him in the grocery cart to 7-Eleven, and he pushed her home. Oh, Izzy Pop. That sounds fucking wonderful. That is love. He's telling her to be careful. She's not safe. And then he says, let's meet up. Marlena, Remain Calm is talking to you. Girl, you guys, Marlena knows what the fuck she's doing. Okay? I don't care who thinks that Marlena is just a lady that doesn't know about the facts of life. She knows a lot. A whole lot. A whole lot. A whole lot. But don't you call Marlena a hoe. All right? Don't. She's a survivor. Yep, she sure is. Ernie ain't gonna bother her one bit. I thought Ernie didn't make friends with suspects. I don't know. Ernie doesn't tell the truth. That is Ernie's specialty. All right. He's got a badge. Okay. He needs to make a new one because they took it in Arkansas. But he's got a badge that says, hey, I am not law enforcement, but I'm going to tell you I'm law enforcement. And that gives me the right to lie to you. I can lie, right? Told her she was going to have a nice place to eat, probably McDonald's. No, Burger King. She liked the Burger King. All them people like Burger King. What is up with that? Why they all like Burger King so much? Right? Don Wells liked Burger King. Andy Bernard and Don Wells have met up for lunch at Burger King before. I'm not lying. That's the truth. That is the truth. They all be hooking up at the fucking Burger King. You know what I thought was funny? I know you guys remember this. When Bullhorn Betty, you know, she was like, Dawn, can you meet us? Can you meet us and we can have a conversation, right? And she was like, we can meet up at the Wendy's. I knew right away Don wasn't going to the Wendy's. So Don, I knew he was fucking with her bad. He was like, yeah, we could probably meet up there about 6 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, what? 6 o'clock in the morning? Unless they're open 24/7. 6 o'clock is pretty early for the Burger King. Right? So then, you know, Betty got very angry because their dumb asses got up and went to Wendy's at 6 o'clock in the fucking morning, thinking that Don Wells was going to meet them there. I was like, we all know they love the Burger King, not the fucking Wendy's. See, I would have known. My ass would have still been in bed. It would have. That was crazy. Crazy. Okay.
On him just yet because he is gaining a whole lot of traction. And
But I know Ernie Shell more than you know Ernie Shell. And what he's doing is
I don't doubt that.
he's
Penny,
telling
but
you he's getting
listen.
traction. You can't see the traction.
No,
Show me
I'm
the
seeing
traction.
it with my own eyes every
Where?
single
What?
day.
What's changed?
There's a
Nobody's
lot
scared of you.
happening.
Nobody's. What is
So,
what?
all
A
right,
lot.
this
There's
is
a lot. You do
problem
only one
with the
thing.
the whole problem with the Ernie Shell situation is, this is what the problem is, in my opinion. People that have their own gripes with him, that don't really care too much about Summer's case, that's like a whole different Ernie Shell community. And I feel like we need to find a barrier to put all the people that have issues with Ernie over here, and they can do.
No, I see what Tiffany's saying. I absolutely see what she's saying, but not in this case. Not in this case, because there's many people who absolutely have had an issue with Ernie for a long time that fucking see what he's doing, right? What's the matter, Izzy? Oh, because we were talking about Burger King. We wasn't saying Burger King was a bad place. I don't think we were, calling Burger King out. Watch out. Watch out flipping the table. Okay? Watch out. Watch flipping that table. For real. Look, we're all sitting back watching Ernie shit, right? I could care less what fucking Ernie Shell does, right? Okay, Izzy, I'll let you go ahead. Flip that table, girl. If it makes you feel better, flip that table. It's nobody gives a fuck what Ernie is doing, right? But Ernie didn't give a fuck about Summer Wells. And I'm going to tell you guys something. And yeah, it's my opinion. Agree with it or not, I really don't care. All right, y'all can have your own opinions. Ernie does not give a fuck about Summer. Okay? Does not. If he really wanted to like do something about Morrison Cemetery, why sit on YouTube and have to get people to give him money to go do something that he's not going to be able to fucking do? He's not going to be able to fucking do it. Okay? At all. If he already had people, look, if you think you know where a fucking child is at, you getting a group of fucking people that you don't even know from that area to go snooping around, guess what, Ernie? What if one of those persons of interest did do something to that child? They could move her. They could move her and keep moving her over and over and over. Right? He already got paid to do it by, who the fuck is the Roosevelt Corporation? Damn, I must miss a lot. I must miss a lot. Who the fuck are they to say? Yeah, that's true. I mean, you can't. You're not going to. They did that to me, Carrie. Let me tell you something. And I've said it before, and I will not repeat it again. This is the last fucking time. Ernie, of course, came over here to my channel. He fucking tried to groom, right? Oh, remain calm. Are you a detective? You look at things like you're a detective. I'm going to put your name on the wall, right? And I'm like, no, don't put me on a motherfucking wall. No, thank you, right? But then I pissed him off. Somehow I pissed him off. I don't even remember how I pissed him off. And, then he didn't like me. Mr. Nobody. What's up, Mr. A? Yeah, remember, Constance, when he got mad that you and I and Kels were on my panel and we were roasting him and laughing? That made him angry. Right? I want him to go to 110 Ben Hill Road. I want him to go to 110 Ben Hill Road and video it. Yeah, he does have anger issues, L. Kennedy, for sure. Right? Trot your ass right up that driveway and knock us on that door at 110 Ben Hill Road, Ernie. I really want you to. But see, so he came over here he got all pissed off at me. He wanted me to give him, this is what got me. He wanted me to give him a phone call that I transcribed between him and Don Wells that he doesn't fucking have anymore because he lost his shit, right? When I said, fuck no, I'm not doing that. Next thing I know, here comes Tiffany, ribbon calm. She doesn't care about Summer. Well, guess what? I could say the same thing about them. I could say the same thing about them. Because Ernie nor Tiffany have ever came over to have a real decent conversation with me about Summer Wells, right? Why not? Why not? So I can say the same thing about them. Right? How am I the bad guy that don't care about Summer? Y'all are doing the same fucking thing. It was sad at the beginning of Summer's case. It was a definite money grab situation for real. No doubt about it, right? His vacation lasted a day. I really watch myself anymore because used to, quite a few years ago, people would say things about Summer's case, or they would do something or say something that I felt was disrespectful to Summer in her case. And I would get so emotional. There were many times when I would ugly cry about what some of these people were doing. But I learned very quickly that it doesn't matter. You can't change it, right? You just can't change it. Kind of weird, but for sure, he has never put up her missing info poster. Ernie hasn't. I don't know, Renee. I would have to go look to see who has it. Flies might have. I'll have to look at Flies. I don't know. Constance might have it. There's a lot of people who have a lot of different clips on Ernie, right? Ernie said the first year on YouTube he made 90,000. That could possibly be true. Well, I don't know. Yeah, that could possibly be true, Constance. I know that there were other creators who talked about making mid 20,000 and even higher. And that was just in a year. So Josh gathered donations to fund the printing of flyers for the Wells to put up. They were discovered, disposed of. Josh who? And believe it or not, you do not have to pay for flyers. If you ask a law enforcement agency if they will print flyers of a missing child, then, the lab. Well, what was he gonna do? Put him up in the state he lived in? Yeah, he does give a lot of people false hope. That is, you know what, Mr. Nobody, and I've said that. I think that's what bothers me the most is because, you know, it's going to be sad if people, you know, reality hits them and, you know, they're going to be so disappointed. So disappointed because these are people that love this child and they want her found. And, you know, it's, you know, doing that is just, it's horrible. He's homeless, jobless, and no car. Well, maybe he can buy him another white van with the $100,000 he's got, right?
Do their own thing, and then like keep it separate while he's working on Summer's case right now, and he's actually doing a really grand job. And I
What?
don't want
Okay,
to
tell
see
me one
anybody
thing.
interfere that, especially not
Tell me
you,
one
because I know
thing.
that you
You
feel
don't care
a
about
certain
Summer's
way, but
case.
can you put your feelings aside
Mm,
just in a
Not when I see him
circumstance,
repeating the same
maybe, is what
behavior.
I'm
Not when
asking.
I see him repeating the same behavior, using
I
her
lost
as
sound.
clout. Can you hear me?
Tiffany, can
Hold
you hear
on,
us?
I lost sound. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, people do. There are a lot of people who feel sorry for Ernie. There are. I mean, you know, that is why I've said this from the fucking beginning. I've watched that guy for years, basically setting up his own reason. If Ernie ever gets caught for a crime, and I'm not just talking about, you know, wrecking a van. If he ever gets caught for a crime, he is going to say, I have mental problems. I didn't take my medication. I have PTSD. I forget things for days on end. I don't remember what I do sometimes, right? And believe me, why the fuck didn't Ernie tell the judge and his lawyer about his brain chip? Ernie, why didn't you tell him about your brain chip? Inquiring minds want to know. Was it you didn't need to tell him that yet? You're waiting on something worse to happen, right? Yeah, a lot of people felt bad for him. Look, Ernie's not fucking stupid. All right? And I'm telling you guys, in my opinion, when he got caught in Massachusetts, he honestly thought that he was going to do the same thing that he had been doing for a while when he got caught doing his fuck shit. He thought they were going to arrest him. They were going to take him to a hospital for a couple days, 72-hour hold, blah, blah, blah. He gets to the jail in Massachusetts and they're like, dude, you're staying here. He went plumb ass crazy, throwing shit and piss, right? Fighting with these law enforcement officers. And they take him to a verifiable crazy hospital. And those individuals' patients in that hospital were bad, bad people. Hey, Max, what's up? Well, also, I mean, she would say to me a couple times that, you know, a lot of these states don't want to fucking pay for him, right? What are you guys talking about? Oh, Ernie. I don't need to watch Marlena. I mean, seriously, you guys can watch her all you want.
Come back.
I
That's
challenge
like-
Tiffany or anybody to show me one grand thing, one half-ass thing, one thing. We don't have to go to the grand or half-ass to show me something he's doing. He's telling you that he's doing this and this and this. He told us he was going to talk to the family too. They told us they already talked to the family. Come to find out, they talked to the caregiver. All of this that they're doing now,
Yes,
they're
he
saying, well,
did.
we need police presence. We all knew that you needed police presence.
Are you fucking kidding? 3 weeks later, we need police presence. We did tell them from the beginning, you need law enforcement. Ryan went over missing kid data. You know what? I did watch that, J-Dub. Absolutely. Thank you, Izzy Pop. You can come over here anytime you like. Thanks for hanging out. I absolutely, now content like that, I enjoy watching. Content like Ryan covering that is something I definitely watched. Definitely watched. See, what people don't understand, Ernie, this is my opinion. Years ago, Ernie had put himself into a position where he could have done something that would, not hinder the investigation of a missing child, right? He wasn't worried about that. Ernie's big gotcha moment with the Summer Wells case was fighting with Benny. He wanted to get one over on Benny. Okay? Which he never did. All right? I don't think Benny nor Ernie in the end really got anything over on each other. Because, that was just nonsense and had nothing to do with Summer's case. But Ernie was in a position where I think he could have, at that time, maybe been able to have conversations with some of the locals. He was from the area. Even though he lived in Kentucky, Ernie knows all about that area. He knows all about that area. He knows where the motels are, where children are being trafficked out of. Ernie knows all of that. Yes, Jaded, I agree. I agree with that, darling. I absolutely do.
To dig in a grave. It's common sense. But this is what Ernie tells you. He's a master manipulator. And I can't stand to see him using Summer's case to get to all of you. It makes me sick. And it's been 5 years repeat that I see it now. I don't see
Yes.
anything new that he hasn't done
do.
scamming-wise in the last 5 years.
I see things new happening, and he's getting
What,
a lot of
Tiffany?
things, like I said, shaking and moving and grooving around here.
What?
And I'm
What?
not going
For
to allow
what?
anybody to stand in the way of it.
Show me what he's got going. Tell me one thing he's got going.
Stand in the way of what? How is anybody on fucking social media standing in Ernie's way? That makes no fucking sense. Ernie is his own worst enemy, right? You're absolutely right, Mr. Nobody. Yes, absolutely. It hasn't been about Summer in a long time at all. who knows about because he's a child rescuer. Oh, yes, Momo. Absolutely. Have you all noticed that every woman he tries to move in have a relationship? It doesn't last long. It's always the woman's fault. Yeah, spread love. Yeah, I knew that. Tiffany's writing another check she can't cash. That's what I said.
And all of the interviews he has done in the last, have you seen
It's
people
all
coming out of the
information. It's
woodwork?
all information.
Listen,
It's information we
Marlena
already
Crawford,
knew.
Connie, hear me out, please. Marlena Crawford doesn't fucking talk to anybody. She
That's not true. That is not true. And let me say this. I personally do not believe that Marlena Crawford has been on the fucking run because she was being threatened about what she knows in the Summer Wells case, right? Yeah, she's been over crystals. That's right, gals.
He has talked to Lips and Prayer Garden in 5 fucking years, and she's been hiding literally for years. Ernie brought
No,
her
she
up
ain't.
out of the dustpan.
No, he didn't bring her up out of the dustpan. Not at all.
Literally, this is what I'm talking about. That's why I say I'm not going to allow anybody get in the way of what Ernie's doing. He's doing a really
Oh, what are you going to do, Tiffany? What are you going to do if someone says, I do not agree with Ernie Shell is doing? I mean, that's a big statement because there are many, many, many people that do not agree with what is Ernie's doing. And I mean, how is anybody going to stand in the way? The only person or people that can stop Ernie from physically going to Beach Creek and doing the shit he's doing is law enforcement. Okay? Law enforcement. Right? I mean, what is you're not gonna allow anybody to get in the way of what Ernie's doing. So that's kind of threatening, right? What are you gonna call law enforcement on them? If they have kids, you're gonna call CPS on them. Are you going to? I mean, what? What are you gonna do? Right? So what? The bad behavior keeps the actual news away from the story. There's nothing can be verified. Nothing at all can be verified. I have talked about that over here over and over and over again. Right? That's right, Jess. Constance has an opinion, and Constance has been around Ernie for a long time. Right? Absolutely. Look, I know that some of my content that I have talked about Summer, I had to go back and put her name in the title because, I mean, even Kirst was like, how do I find where you talked about this or that? And I'm like, I don't put her name in my title very often. Very, very often do I do that. And because I really don't, you know, if my life goes in a different direction and I start talking about something else, right? You know, I just never have. I just never really have put her name in the title at all. So, I mean, some of my earlier lives years ago, I have tried to go back and, you know, put her name in the title or something like that. But, you know, I usually don't. I usually don't. But now, I mean, can you guys honestly see why? I mean, I guess I'm being a bitch by not giving them everything that I have. I guess I am being a bitch by not just handing them everything that I have that was said. You know, all this stuff that I have on Summer's case or whatever. You know, I should just hand it all over to them. Right? Here you go. You don't have to put the work into it. Right? I'll just give it to you. And then you can take it and use it to make content and, you know, make you some money or what the fuck ever. And I do know for a fact that some of the things I have in my notes were sent to the proper authorities, and I will never release that. I'm not going to release that because it may not be important. And guess what? They never contacted me back. You know what gets me? I've heard of people that thought that they had information that was important to send to TBI, but then they don't get notified back from TBI. These people will then contact TBI again to ask them if they can use the information that they sent TBI to start with, if TBI was okay with them putting that out on their YouTube channel. How many times, honestly, people who have followed this case from the beginning, how many people have you heard contact law enforcement and the first thing they say is, I have a YouTube channel. Hey, this was said, I have a YouTube channel, but this was said on this other person's YouTube channel. And let me tell you their YouTube channel name. And, you know, go over there and listen to their YouTube channel. And, you know, and I'm talking about it on my channel. It's all just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Well, I do not believe that law enforcement, and this is just me, I do not believe that any law enforcement officer would have a person of interest, Fred Hill, in their little command center and proceed to show maps, show all this critical information concerning a missing child, and say to this person, every tip being sent in by YouTubers, by social media, is being thrown in the trash, right? Oh, sad fishing. Well, the thing about it is that's not true for everybody, though. That's not true for everybody that has covered Summer's case. I mean, there's a lot of people like that. Chat is, hold on, I think my chat's trying to catch up. I think it is. Well, I mean, people are going to make money. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for sure. For sure, for sure. I didn't know. Like I said, I don't care who's making money off of talking about Summer's case. That's not the issue. To me, it's not the issue of making money. It's not the issue of getting clicks and views, and, you know, that's a game everybody plays. If you're a creator, everyone knows if you're a creator, going out, going to other channels, you know, making sure that, you know, people see you, or being involved in other channels and things like that, is going to bring some of them subs to your channel. That's just the way social media works, right? But let's look at other missing children cases compared to Summers. What's the difference, right? A lot of missing parents. Look at not Harmony Montgomery. The little girl whose dad and it was dad's girlfriend was home. Harmony, what was Harmony's last name? Her name was Harmony too. And dad's girlfriend was home with her. She was sleeping in a bedroom. The little girl had a little mattress, like a toddler bed mattress, on the floor of the trailer. And her name was Misty. What the heck was that? No, not Montgomery. And this little girl goes missing out of this trailer. Dad, for some weird ass reason, ends up marrying this girlfriend. He marries her. He acts like it was to get information and shit, right? They get busted for selling oxys to an undercover agent. They get busted for that. What the fuck was? I'll find it, because now it's going to drive me crazy until I do. And she The girlfriend is sleeping. Haley Cummins. Haley Cummins. Thank you, Al Kennedy. It wasn't Harmony, it was Haley Cummins. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, for real. I love these pictures, DGen. These are so fucking cool. I love this one too. This one is so pretty. So pretty. Such a pretty thing. Okay, hold on. What happened? Where? Oh, here it is. I had to go back. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it. Haley Cummins. I know, aren't those cool? I love them. They're beautiful.
Really good job at it.
This is where
Constance,
you and
why
I
can't
will
you
have to agree
say-
to disagree.
Why can't you say that you actually see what Ernie is doing and accomplishing?
Because I
right?
see nothing.
We see what Ernie's doing and trying to accomplish. Right? Don't pull any magic. Oh, thanks, Degenerate. That is so cool. He said that, Wreath Maker. He has said that over and over and over. There's flies. Flies on the coastline. How are you feeling, flies? Are you feeling better? Are you feeling a little bit better, lady?
Tiffany. He got
You're
Marlene to come out and
really
talk. We've already
paying
heard her talk.
attention to your
We've already
chat
heard her
with
talk.
Ernie. It's all about Ernie, and way back when.
No,
you guys
it's got to
used
use
to
the summer. And I wish
Huh?
you could see this. I wish you could see this, caring for summer as you do. I wish that you could see that he's doing nothing but repeat behavior, the same repeat behavior that we see. I've got to make a clip. I just got to sit down and make a clip.
You guys know Tiffany has to see that shit. You know she has to see it, really. Oh, you're not feeling better, flies? That sucks. That sucks, flies. I fucking hate that. Tiffany asked him to get back on the Summer Wells case. She said her name was going quiet. Her name's never going quiet. At all. Just because this is the thing. Yeah, I think that there are some creators who are I don't know how when the conversation's about Ernie, right? Well, what is your opinion? What is your opinion there, flies? I think we've all kind of gave ours. You're free to give yours too. Because it's about Ernie. It's about Ernie. I absolutely slowed down on talking about Summer. Still talked about her off and on because there wasn't anything factual, especially from law enforcement, that we could really have a conversation about. I had spent years and years talking about everything that we could have talked about to try to figure out what happened, right? Oh no, she knows Ernie, that girl. If you go back 5 years, right? Yeah, that's what we said too, flies. Absolutely. Absolutely. for sure. But you can go back years ago, and she had hooked up with Ernie before. So this isn't Tiffany Marie's first rodeo with Ernie Shell. Okay. Well, I don't think it's going to work. That girl. I don't think it's going to work.
Behavior right now. I think Ernie is on a very different path than he's ever been. Honest. That's my honest opinion.
Where's one result?
The results
Marlena
are
shows
happening
nothing.
every single day. I just told you.
You said Marlena coming out of the
listen,
woodwork.
all he's got to do is one live stream. He's got all these people talking. All the suspects are out.
We don't know if they're talking. We're not down there.
All the suspects are out. What suspects are you talking about, Tiffany? Because the only one I heard was Marlena. Fred Hill has been talking about Summers' case for years. I will give Fred that. He's been talking about that case and people from the area for years. Him and Ziggy Bose, right? Thank you for that, Riley. Yeah, we kind of get that. He is a con. He is good at it. Yeah, Andy Bernard had his own channel. Yes, thank you for reminding me about that. Jody Sue's got her own channel. You've had Bill Shipley come out and do an interview. You had, I don't remember the last name, Head. Her son came out and had a conversation. You had, her name was Brenda Head, right? She came out and had a conversation. Fred's sisters have come out. Well, one sister has came out. Dudley came out. Who else am I missing? Oh, Laura White, right? Who else am I missing? Who else am I missing? For sure. For sure. Well, oh, Robin. Oh, no, that was a lady named Linda. J-Dub. You have, yeah, she's Robin Lane. Absolutely. The preacher from the church. David Dotson. Yeah, she's wanting to build her channel again. I called it. I did. Brandon Clark. Well, JLR's not from the area, so I wouldn't say he's a person of interest. But yes, Scott, Brandon Clark. So, and like I said, Marlena, you know, I don't know, if she makes a channel, hell, she'll have more subs than me in a fucking week. She'll probably be monetized within a week. Because everybody is going to hang on every word that she says. Every word that she says. Right? Well, if she's got the right people helping her this time, she may do fairly well. She may do fairly well, right? Why does he want a meeting with Scott H? Allie, Leslie, True Hunter. Thank you, Scott. All them people. All them people. For sure.
We don't know if
I
they're
don't
talking. That's what
care,
he tells us.
Constance. Summer deserves.
Well, I
it.
care because he's using Summer and I care.
He's not
Maybe
using
this, I
Summer.
care more than
He's
you.
not.
He's
I
using
would,
Summer
even, I would
100%.
never allow Ernie to use Summer. And you
That's
know
why I don't
that.
understand it. That's why I don't understand it, because we've seen him use this over and over and over again. Bring up something that
I stay
arouses,
in close
you know.
contact with Ernie. He's not using Summer. Trust me. I would know. I would say something. I would not actually.
So
talk
when
to
are you
Ernie.
okay? So and you put the batteries in Ernie's back, and like I said, the
I will.
turnkey.
I'll put in the batteries. In his back.
Yes. So when all these ladies that are donating to him and
Who's
buying
donating
memberships,
to him? Honestly, I don't see a lot of money over there, Constance. I mean, where?
that's,
Where's all
that's
this
another
money?
thing. You won't see the money. I have email after email of
Oh,
ladies
well,
that
don't
have
worry about
supported
it.
him
It's hard out here in the world. Let Ernie make some dinner money
using
or
Summer,
whatever he needs. It's
using
not
Summer,
using
knowing he's
Summer.
lying.
There's far more evils on YouTube, and you know this. You know this.
Far more evils on YouTube. What the fuck's that mean?
No, this is the one I care about. This is the one I care about.
Well, Constance, that's really unfortunate because nothing you do or say is going to stand in the way of what we've got going on here.
Oh, well, if I
Wow.
can save one lady from opening her purse or her pocketbook, I've accomplished my goal.
Well,
and I have
listen,
done
if
that
that's
already
what
by
it's
many
about,
times.
if that's what it's about, like people giving him money in Cash App or listen, I don't care what money Ernie makes. I don't care what money anybody makes. I mean,
Using
what
Summer.
really, he's not using Summer. And Ernie is actually really good at taking his PayPal, his Cash App off the screen. The second he's like,
Oh.
hold on, I've got to take this down. He's very
Wait.
aware of it. Have you noticed?
But
this?
it's up there, and I got a clip to make it that too. Sarah's got the
Okay,
clip
well, look at
where
all
he's
the
had
other
it up
people.
there.
Constance, this is what
That's a
people do.
mind trick.
It's
Tiffany,
not.
that's a mind trick. He does that to where you'll think, oh, isn't he so considerate to take that off of there? He's such a good guy. That is
Constance,
manipulation.
I just leave mine up. Mine's up. Mine's on right now. But I'm not talking about Summer. I'm talking about fucking Ernie shit. Better believe it. Why not?
Ask you a
101.
question. Why are you feeling this way? Like, where does it all start for you? I think I know where.
It
But
all starts.
where does
The
it
very
start
first
for
clip I ever saw him is when he told you to move your hair away from your jawline so he could see if that was you in a mugshot that Tina said that you were scamming weed
Yes.
into the prison or something
No.
like that.
Yeah.
That was
you?
the first time I seen Ernie.
Meth. So that was the first
Yeah.
time.
That is wild. Wild, wild,
Fucking
wild.
insane book. It's one of the best books.
Insane. Yeah. Joe Rogan talking about a book I want to read. Those super chat stickers and membership flow, he takes it off the screen. Oh, they dropped the link in chat, right? Well, I mean, what it's like, what the fuck? You know, what the fuck, right? I'm going to play a little bit of this, you guys. This is Prayer Garden having a conversation with Marlena. Hold on, because she's got commercials in it. Hold on. Well, no, I'm not going to do it. I have Prayer Garden's link in the description if you guys want to go over. It was an interview. I guess she had a 12-minute phone call with Marlena. The thing about it is, I'm not going to. Hold on, I want to put this picture up. I love this fucking thing. This is so fucking cool. Mods, if he was taking, breaking, and cash, sitting behind the camera, making up disgusting stuff, he would move along. Well, I'm not a Fine Ryan's Truth fan myself, but I have to say, at least he was boots on the ground. They did drive around the area, show everybody a lot of different things. You know, my thing with that is it seemed like that they were him and his crew, I'll say. Why are you getting upset? Why are you getting upset? Who are you getting upset about? I'm kind of lost. I am kind of lost. I don't know what happened. Oh, Ernie and his bullshit. Yes, Fine Line is true. He at least got out in the area and right. So I mean, he did give us a little bit of the area, what was going on. He drove around with Andy Bernard and, you know, but no, he, you know, he did things absolutely that I didn't agree with, but, you know, that is just the way it is. But, you know, why would you threaten people over, oh, he's got a dog now, Scott? Hey, and I may be sounding like a bitch, but he started covering Summer's case. All right. Right after he started covering Summer's case, he said that his wife was a empath, right? His wife was an empath. Now, we all, I think, are empathetic, you know, at some level. Anyway, I mean, you know, kind of, I don't want to say normal people, but, you know, normal people are empathetic in one way, shape, or form. And so his wife started out as an empath. Within 2 weeks, she went from that and she graduated to, I don't know if she was, you know, psychic or what the heck that was. And then they made enough to take a vacation to Florida. All right. They went to Florida and hung out at a park for a couple hours. Right. And then now he has trained a dog. How long was training? How long was training? Now, I didn't watch the Hatfield and McCoy people, but I seen where they were talking about something about a cadaver dog or something, right? Still had to invest. Yes, that was creepy when Ernie did that. For sure. Yeah, I would think it would take quite a long time to do that, right? I don't know, Chris, because I haven't watched any of them. I haven't watched any of them at all. This is what gets me. All these people, right? Marlena and you know, Jody, and these people are like, oh my gosh, these people, they're talking about us. They're putting our life in danger. Da 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 da. And here they are. Here they are, right? On YouTube. And I can guarantee you, Marlena has not been fucking hiding. She ain't been hiding. For real. That's my opinion. But her father is not alive anymore, so he allegedly told her it was supposed to be a secret that Don Wells told her dad he would see Summer in the resurrection. Okay? Now, the thing about it is, look at it like this. If, if someone is gone, you don't know where they're at, there's a possibility that they are not on this earth anymore, and someone asks you, do you think she's still alive? Right? Maybe the response was, I don't know, but I will see her in the resurrection one day, right? So, I guess Marlena felt that she didn't need to keep that secret anymore because it was something Dawn said to her dad, and her dad would have kept that to himself, but he told her. So, but I remember Fred saying it too, right? Yeah, she's been using different names. I think so, Mr. Nobody. I do fully believe they know more than what they're saying, and why would they tell a bunch of knucklehead YouTubers anything, right? For sure. All they can do is just keep telling us that, they're trying to turn over every stone. They're turning over stones that they didn't think they'd have to turn over. And don't get me wrong, I could care less what Ernie Shell has done, but it is very understandable why a lot of people are pissed off, because Ernie has played this game over and over and over. Well, Mr. Nobody, I wouldn't think that they would just go arrest people without having enough evidence, with the possibility that, if they do not make sure that the case is, completely adequate, and, they need to make sure that whoever ends up under arrest for a crime that has been committed against this child, wouldn't people really be pissed off if someone was arrested, and because law enforcement did not do their job, that person would walk away without any punishment at all, right? I mean, it's sad. Thank you, Flies, for putting all Summer's information out there. Thank you. Yeah, Casey Anthony, that freaking thing was just wow, 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 right? For sure. Well, I mean, Yeah, it doesn't matter what happens. There will be a YouTube creator who will definitely take credit for it, right? Definitely take credit for it. Unfortunately, there were many people who lived in the area. They all want to talk about how bad the other person is, right? They want to talk shit about all the other people in the area. But none of them know what happened to Summer at all. But they can tell you what each other was doing. They can tell you exactly what the other person was doing, for sure. Where's Rapper? Hey, Johnny. Pretty Pixie. Peace. I don't think I seen Rapper. Sorry I missed your Rapper. So, I mean, it's not the fact, like I said, it's not the fact that, you know, Ernie is talking about Summer Wells or, you know, or even talking about, oh, Pretty Pixie is, or even talking about the cemetery. I mean, the cemetery's been talked about for a long time. It's the fact that if Ernie is, you know, so educated, why was he making people believe that he did not have to go to law enforcement and let them know they were getting ready to go and dig up somebody's fucking grave? All right. So what, Scott? Scott's back. Scott hasn't been anywhere, Riley. Scott H hasn't been anywhere, Riley. Where have you been, Riley? Why don't you tell us who you are, Riley? Who are you? Right? First time you've been in my chat. So who are you? And Scott H ain't never left. He's been around. Maybe Chase will come back. Maybe he won't. Yeah, Scott's been, yeah. I mean, seriously, won't you tell us who you are, Riley? Since you've been around since the beginning, right? And you made your channel April 13th, 2025, and you have 4 subscribers. So why don't you tell us who you really are, Riley? Right? Yeah, Scott's always been around. Scott ain't got no reason to go hide. Not at all. Obviously, you wasn't around, Riley. For sure. No, I want Riley to tell us who they are. Right? Because isn't that really convenient that these people go through and they change their names, right? And they and they make new accounts with different names on them. So if you've been around since the beginning and you know the scoop, why don't you tell us who you really are? Why would you want to hide? Seriously, why would you want to hide? Yeah, they did. They must have had a nice honeymoon. That's what I'm saying, Scott. Don't you worry about it, Scott. At least you ain't never changed your name, right? You ain't never changed your name. So you never know. Scott's been around the whole freaking time, right? You know how many times I've changed my name? Never. Never. Yeah, I know, Johnny. Thank you. I was just trying to be nice to him, right? What are you going to change your name to, Sandy? You have to let me know if it's you, right? Oh, Lizzie B. Savage. I remember her. I remember her. Yeah, you change yours usually flies. For sure. Well, what happened? Did you leave, Riley? Where'd you go, Riley? You don't want to tell us who you really are? No, she's got a restrainer order, not a restraining order. It's a restrainer order, for sure. That was funny. I scared him away. No, I mean, for real. Don't come in here talking about someone who's been here the whole fucking time and act like that they're just now coming out. You know, it's like, no. Obviously, you've been gone because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Now, if Chase comes out, you know, that would be something. Thank you, pretty pixie. That is very sweet of you. I love flowers. I don't remember Moonshine Girl. I don't remember. No, I don't mind being nice to anybody, but don't come in here talking shit. I had done checked her channel. I had done checked that channel when they first came in, Riley, aka who are you? I don't know, but I was still going to be nice to you. So I don't think we actually know for a fact, right? Oh. Hey, there ain't nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong if law enforcement truly believes that that little girl could have been put in that area. Let law enforcement check it out. Let law enforcement do it. Okay? You cannot, you know, what would happen if she really wasn't there, right? Oh, not you, May May. I wasn't talking about you. at all. At all. I think it was the 8th. He was buried on the 18th. I mean, it doesn't, the thing about it is, none of that matters. What matters is law enforcement be involved with that whole situation. They have to be involved in it. You want things done legally. Legally. It doesn't matter what these people are doing on YouTube. It doesn't matter. Creators are fighting over, who's going to talk about Summer's case. If you're going to talk about her case, talk about her case. But this is just my opinion. There's a difference between talking about Summer's case and talking about shit that people in the area are fucking arguing and fighting about. Me and Scott just talked about that yesterday. Since Scott ain't been around. No, they haven't, Flies. People are just really screwed up on that for some reason. For real. There is a process and checks, even the family cemeteries. It'd be easier to go back at night, dig some dirt and place something than cover it back up, but I doubt that happened. They checked the cemetery on the 15th, and when they were looking for Summer, that was an area they checked, right? They couldn't even dig down as far as I needed to because of rocks. Well, allegedly, they didn't even have the money for a, whatever it's called. And I don't know how that works anymore. If you don't have the vault. I didn't know that they could, that it was even legal to bury anyone in a cemetery without a vault. So that was kind of weird, right? But, let me say this. If the family thinks that something transpired before or after they buried their loved one in that cemetery, why the fuck would they need Ernie Shell? Why would they need Ernie Shell? Does that make sense to anybody? I would think, right? He's going to get a false confession and blow the whole case. Because he doesn't care, Constance. He doesn't care. A pauper's burial. You really think that he is going to talk somebody into admitting falsely that they had something to do with that little girl going missing? I don't know who he would get to do that, right? They'd be pretty fucking stupid. But we'll see, because, you know, he probably will get somebody to admit it just to waste law enforcement's time. Just to fucking waste law enforcement's time. Maybe it's because it's family owned. I don't know. I know here in Greenfield, they want you to have a vault. Under what circumstance? Allow someone to be buried without a vault. A cemetery allows burial without a vault if it is a dedicated green natural burial ground. A traditional religious cemetery, such as a specific Jewish or Muslim, or a rural historic cemetery with relaxed bylaws. No state or federal laws mandate vaults, meaning exceptions depend entirely on individual cemetery rules. Rural or family-owned plots do not enforce those. Okay. Alrighty then. So I wonder if they embalm them then. Do they get embalmed? Huh. Okay, give me 1 second, you guys. 1 moment, please. Okay. So yeah, it's basically up to the cemetery. Well, there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people from different areas like that that absolutely bury their own. A lot of times they will build the casket themselves. They will get together, go dig the grave, and they will, you know, I know my brother-in-law with a family member of his, they actually carried this person in a homemade casket all the way up the mountain, to bury them, right? Hey, who knows? Who knows? I don't know. Who knows? What happened to Riley? Where did you go, Riley? Riley, who's not Riley? Just to let y'all know, when I get somebody new in chat, I check to see where they come from. I check the channel. So there's a few I don't check because I trust them. I've seen them around for a while, and I trust them. Sounded like they acted like they knew an awful lot, didn't they? Sure. For sure, for sure. Did you guys see where they overturned Harmony Montgomery's dad's thing? Adam Montgomery. He was ordered to pay like $15 million. Let me hold on. I just seen it. I can't remember where I seen it. Yes. They're going to be having a hearing. So he was taken back to New Hampshire. Here, I'll share it. Let me share it. Hopefully I can pull the article up. Freaking newspaper. Now incarcerated in New Hampshire ahead of retrial. Can you guys believe this? What's May talking about? I want to get toasted. Oh, me too. Me too. Isn't that crazy, L. Kennedy? Fucking disgusting. He was recently transported back to New Hampshire from a prison in Virginia. In June, the state Supreme Court overturned his murder conviction in connection with Harmony's death. A hearing regarding his retrial is scheduled for September 14th. That's nuts. We'll go over that case at another time. We sure will. Poor baby. Poor baby. Isn't that sad? What is freaking wrong with our system? Gets really frustrating, don't it? Well, I mean, as far as Summer's case, there's a lot of locals that's done a lot of talking in the past 5 years. You know, what are they going to say now? What could any of them say now, right? There's interviews that locals did, and that was to talk shit about Fred Hill because Fred said stuff about them. So, you know, hey, this YouTuber's coming and asking about Fred and Ziggy. That's like Marlena when she was talking to fucking Dolly. Okay, Dolly and Ernie. And she proceeds to say that Ziggy was on the hill before Summer went missing. Because they heard that. That was hearsay. That was somebody speculating. And someone said it, and then it was repeated, and then it was repeated, and then it was repeated. And then she want to put it out there like she knows that's factual information, right? So things like that is where it's like, why put out misinformation? It's one thing to say, hey, you know, this is hearsay, and I am going to speculate on the hearsay, and I'm going to speculate on the hearsay and give you my opinion about the speculation and the hearsay. And I heard she was up on that hill before Summer went missing. That has been the problem the whole time. That has been the problem the whole time. Things have been put out as factual information that isn't factual information. That has happened for a long time. Hey, SDA. And absolutely, the thing about it is, you know, it's a lot of locals saying shit, and they try to piss each other off and all that other shit. So let me say this though. If someone were to fucking come up to me in a store, a parking lot, wherever, and say, hey, I've got evidence and I have receipts on who exactly has talked about trying to get your daughter away from you. You know what I would have said? Give me those receipts, right? Give me those receipts, right? Instead, Marlena says she gets pissed off about it. That's fucking weird. Night flies. Hope you feel better. I mean, for real. For real. So, I don't, like I said, because I'm not ready to get off here. I don't think it's the fact that people are wanting to talk about Summer's case. You know, bring her name out, tell people that she's still missing. there's nothing wrong with that. And, you know, me personally, I am not going to tell anybody that they cannot talk about that child's case. I am not anybody to be in a position to do that. I can, however, because I have for a long time put my heart and soul into trying to keep Summer's name out there and try to do it to the best of my ability without playing a bunch of bullshit games about it. I have never, except for Jody, and I explained why I allowed Jody up on my panel is because she had her DV stuff going on, right? Jody had all that stuff going on, and, you know, people trying to help her in the beginning, and, you know, they all became her enemy, you know, they were all her enemy and whatever. She really, I mean, I could go back and listen again, but I don't want to. Spoke on the day Summer went missing or anything. Jody spoke more on her DV with Andy, and, you know, she always has something to say about chasing and Gabble Geeks, and, you know, she'd been talking about them for 5 years. But I've never spoken to any of them because they are persons of interest. Right? Now, after all this time, do I believe that I could have a conversation with any of those people of interest now? No, because I've sat and listened to years of lying, and the contradictions in what these people are saying are so in your fucking face. I am not dumb, and there ain't no way in hell that I think they're going to tell me the truth, right? I'm nobody. I'm nobody. Why would anybody think these people are going to tell them the truth if they really know what happened on June 15, 2021 to little Summer Moon Utah Wells? Why the fuck do these YouTubers think that these people are going to tell them the truth? The majority of the people that these locals keep saying their names and talking about either are not alive anymore, or they will come back and do an interview to try to discredit the local who brought their name out to start with. You know, I don't know. You guys know what I'm saying. You guys know what I'm saying. For sure. For sure, for sure. I don't mind having real, honest, mellow conversations about anything, really. I really don't. But I don't know. I mean, Jody's got her hands full with the Hatfield McCoy people. The minute that they mentioned her, she was not happy. But how can people come on social media and act like that, you know, they've been hiding because their life was in danger, when it don't look like they're hiding to me, right? Don't look like they're hiding to me. For sure. So But I do adore you guys. I'm going to get off here. I promise I wouldn't keep you on here all day today. Yeah, I had a doctor's appointment this morning, so I'm kind of tuckered out. But no, I don't care. You know, if that girl wants to talk about Summer, just, do it to the best of your ability and, try to really remember who it's about, because it's about Summer. It's about Summer. And if you are for that child, and did I have the test come back? The lesion on my lung hasn't gotten any bigger. So they think it was from when I had the COVID and stuff. So, because I had to do a CT scan and then get it rechecked 2 months later. And yesterday was 2 months. So I went back in to have it checked, and it hasn't gotten any bigger, but he thinks it may just be some maybe scar tissue from when I had COVID, and then I ended up getting the influenza B. So, yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here. So, I mean, just remember that it's about Summer, and it's just my opinion. That's why, because if I talk about Summer, I don't want to talk about Ernie. I don't want to talk about Ernie. Ernie's going to do whatever Ernie's going to get. And, or anybody else. It's just the fact that, lately, just talking about Summer's case, of course, that's what you're going to, you're going to be inclined to go to is, Ernie and what the fuck he's doing and all these other people, and, why or what are they thinking by coming into her case. And I just hope people really do remember it's not about them. It's not about them. It's about Summer. And, sometimes when you don't make it about, yourself, or you don't make it about anybody else, and you only make it about Summer, some people, are not into that. Some people would rather, get into the I'm here for so-and-so, and I'm going to defend so-and-so, and I'm not going to let anybody stand in Ernie's way. Well, guess what? I don't think nobody is going to go find Ernie to fucking stand in front of him anyway. I mean, if they do, more power to them. I don't know what to fucking say. But, that's over dramatic talking, if you ask me. But then again, who am I? I don't know anything for real. So if we do talk about Summer, I'll make sure to put her name in the title. Okay? Just please, it ain't going to be an Ernie conversation, a Tiffany Marie conversation, or an anybody else conversation. It's going to be about her case. So that's all I ask you guys. If we have conversations about Summer, we got to keep it about her. Of course, we're going to talk about her mom and dad. We're going to talk about her grandmother, and different individuals like that. David Dotson, and get into the church. We can get into all that all that other stuff again. But Ernie Shell, no, I don't want to talk about Ernie at all. I really don't want to talk about the Hatfield and McCoy people. You know, I'm not gonna sit around and, demean their character, because, I may not agree with how they announced their presence in Summer's case, but then again, people, we all don't do things exactly the way other people like for us to do. So all right, I'm gonna get my ass off here. I don't know if I made any sense today. It kind of was a roasty toasty kind of live, wasn't it? But absolutely, you guys go check out Brandy. She is oh, thank you, Scott. Thank you. And believe me, I don't know who that Riley person is, but whatever. I almost can guess though, but they sure didn't want to tell us who they really were. That's no fun. That is no fun. All right, so definitely, Scott, I appreciate you. Thank you, Flies. I know you're not feeling good. Carrie Lawson, as usual, thank you very much, darling. Sandy, Waven, thanks everybody for coming in. I do appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Be you, do you, and I will catch y'all later. Peace out, guys. Thank you, DeJen, for the pictures. I love them.